Hey guys, this is Korean Billy.
This is American John.
Australian Walter.
South African Chantélle.
Today we're going to do web's most searched questions about Australia. You are Australian?
Yes, for people who don't know me, yes, I was actually born in South Korea. I am adopted, so I have Australian parents, so I have an Australian citizenship.
Let's start.
Oh, wow.
Why is Australia
Why is Australia called Oz?
Oz? Is it Aussie or Oz?
A lot of people know the word Aussie straight away, and some people spell it O-Z-Z-I-E. Aussie is like the adjective, and Oz will describe the country itself.
Okay.
Most people as well don't say Oz these days, people say Australia. Have you heard of Australia?
No.
Have you been to Australia?
Why is Australia not an island?
Australia is a continent. A lot of people get confused that Oceania
Oh,
is the continent itself. But I remember the teacher always drilling us saying Australia is not an island, it's a continent, and Oceania is all the surrounding islands or countries.
Yeah.
Do you think that's related maybe to, Australia being a British colony and they wanted to seem more powerful? Like it wouldn't...
we own a continent.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just like...
That could be a reason why,
Yeah.
but I'm sure some people will be able to give me the history lesson. So
I thought about it and I was like, well, then America's an island too because it's surrounded by water.
Right. Yeah.
So how big or small does something have to be an island or a continent?
Yeah,
That's
I think
true.
to be an island, it should be small enough.
Right.
It's too big to
But
be
I mean,
an
Australia
island.
is much smaller than the other continents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about New Zealand? Is New Zealand an island?
Oh geez, that's a good question. I would say that it would be, New Zealanders, help me. I would say maybe an island, possibly, but it's a country.
I've never typed in why because I'm just like, it's an island.
Yeah,
I don't even
right.
I never
second guessed
thought
it.
about it.
Yeah, never.
Sorry, New Zealanders.
But people do think about it.
Apparently, yeah.
Why is Australia called the land down under?
Basically, except for South America, I guess, we're kind of alone. I guess New Zealand as well, and all the other countries,
Down
but
there.
since we're so big, it's kind of, we're really out of the way from anywhere in the world to Australia. It's like, oh wow, it's a huge flight. The land down under, because if it's the globe, we would be right here, I think.
Do you have an upside down map in your house?
We make sure we just put it on the upside down area, so yes, we do that.
Australia is in the center.
Yeah.
Center and
We cut it out and then like place everyone else around it.
Antarctica is like right here.
So a mess. Why do Australian hats have corks?
That I do know. If you've been to Australia, especially the outback in Australia, there is a lot of flies.
Oh, I knew this one.
Oh, really?
So when you walk, the corks will swing. So they keep the flies off your face.
Oh, okay.
We also have what's called the Australian salute, and the Australian salute is so
Nice.
yeah, to keep the flies away. That's the
Oh
Australian
my
salute.
God.
I've been to the real deep outback, and it's crazy. Outback though, not city area.
Wildlife.
Yeah.
Why is Australian?
So why is Australian Netflix so bad?
Is it that bad?
See, I didn't know about this.
That's so strange, isn't that like personal taste sort of thing? I don't know who's typing that, but
Apparently more than one
person is typing.
You see the one below TV so bad? Maybe they're talking about Netflix programs from
I'm
Australia.
thinking programs or TV shows or something.
Australia does have some really popular TV shows, like Australian TV shows, but yeah, we're so influenced by America and the UK.
Yeah.
It seems, I guess, not as broad compared to the amount of American TV shows and the amount of UK TV shows on Australian TV.
But have there been like popular Australian Netflix original TV shows recently?
I believe that there are a few getting around actually at the moment. I recently Googled this myself and found that there is a fair few Australian Netflix TV shows currently trending.
Why is Australian soil red?
That's definitely a stereotype because they're thinking desert. If you go to any of the countrysides on the outskirts of Australia, it's brown like normal soil is. So,
Soil is soil.
but yes, obviously when you get more into the center, it would be a bit more red, yes.
Because there's that famous picture of the big rock.
Ayers Rock or Uluru.
It's always near sunset and it's always red.
I guess so, yeah.
Are Australians?
Oh.
Are Australians Asian?
I'm going to say no No, I'm gonna say, of course, if I have to be honest, everyone has their own opinion of what is defined as Australian, what's defined as South African, what's defined as American. It really depends on like how you feel as a person. I personally think I'm Australian. I know that there are many people who don't, but they can't change the way I feel, and they never will.
And they can't change the truth, which is you're Australian.
Exactly. So many second, third generation Asians who are growing up in Australia who would maybe even consider themselves more Australian than their background. The main people who are saying that I'm not Australian are people who are uneducated in this situation. They just don't know anything about it, and they just want to say bad things.
Are Australians friendly, nice?
Yes, I always thought Australians were very friendly and nice. When I was growing up, we would just say hi to strangers on the street. And that's something very normal for especially people living in the country. When I was driving in the countryside, people would wave to the other car.
Right.
I don't know who they are. They don't have to, but they still do it because it's a friendly thing to do. Of course you get the unfriendly Australians or unfriendly people, but it's just the person, not the Australian.
Number one thought of Australia when you think of it is like you're hiking, having a good time, you're at the beach having a good time, you're drinking, having a good time.
Not as a South African. If you're into sport, you always think of sport.
True.
Australia's like one of the hated, rivals in the rugby and cricket. So you're always like, oh, the Australians. My mum was born in Australia, my grandfather was Australian, so I don't hate Australians.
Why are Australian?
Why are Australian spiders so big? Because that's one of my biggest fears. And I've seen those spiders.
Right. In the American episode, we talked about why American things are so big.
Yeah.
Our animals are huge. So I imagine since we have a very large range of wildlife in Australia, they feed off each other and they just get bigger. If you look at Australian cockroaches, they're this big. And if you look at certain spiders, like huntsman spiders, they're that big.
But are there such animals like near your house or near your neighborhood?
Well, when I lived in the countryside, I would see it on a almost daily basis. You learn to live with them, but the city, not so much. Here and there. We also have really small spiders as well.
They're actually the poisonous ones.
Yeah.
South Africa has a lot of spiders too, but the big ones are most of the time not poisonous.
Why are Australian animals so unique?
They are unique.
Beautiful.
I like it too.
Yeah. I think that's because Australia is so far from many other countries. It's just
It could be. The one that comes to mind when we say unique is probably the platypus. So it looks like
Cute.
half duck, half beaver, I guess.
A mammal who lays eggs with poison something or other.
so unique.
They are really cute. Even like the koala, man.
Koalas are
Isn't
so
that
cute.
Or even it's really famous these days for being so photogenic. Really cute.
Orca?
Yeah, Google it and
Yes.
It's like a really
And
cute...
they're smiling constantly.
they smile.
Oh, I've seen
And they kind
those.
of-
Those are cute.
Yeah, they're also native to Australia, I believe. Australia is great because we have our scary animals, but then our very cute animals. Not just that, we also have like marine life that is sort of unique as well.
Coral reef. Gotta protect the coral reef.
Yes, please do.
Why are Australian colours green and gold?
They're green and gold?
Okay, so green and gold is mainly represented in sport. Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's the right one.
The South African is more dark green. And I think we're more like light green. So, do you say green and gold or say green and yellow?
No, green and gold.
Okay.
Why do we want to be yellow?
I don't know. I don't know. Whenever we have sports teams, like the Australian cricket team, their uniforms are associated with green and gold. We're also associated with the colours of Australian flag, which is blue, red, white, and I guess black for the outline. But many people represent the Aboriginal flag as well, which is yellow, red, and black.
Why does Australian?
Why does the Australian accent sound like it does, Walter?
I guess we were influenced by the British colony, of course. We learn British English, a lot like South Africans, but we're super influenced by American culture as well. So in that situation, maybe we just got the combination of both. We love borrowing words from England and we love borrowing words from America, and we just kind of put it together.
Yeah.
So do Australian people agree that the Australian accent is mixed?
I think most people would probably agree that we don't think our accent is anything special, but whenever we go overseas, it's like, oh wow, you're from Australia.
Did you just mock your own?
I just mocked my own accent. So I still don't understand why people find so much amusement out of it, to be honest with you. But
Wow, there's
Yeah.
Australian pork smell.
Does it?
does it?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Are Australian pigs different from other
Sure they-
pigs from different countries?
I'm sure they probably are.
How about this? Is there a different seasoning used sometimes? Like, do you have a special seasoning? Aussie pork spread. Yeah.
When I was growing up, like my family would chuck a couple of pork chops on the barbecue, and there was no like dry seasoning or anything. It was just throw
straight
them
up.
on there and
Salt and pepper.
salt and pepper. That's all you
Some
need.
white pepper.
Pork is really commonly eaten in Australia.
But when I think of Australia, what comes to my mind is beef is really popular in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually thought mutton was more popular than pork in Australia.
Meat in general is popular in
Yeah.
Australia.
Well,
So-
South Africa too.
Yeah.
We love our
Yeah,
meat.
yeah.
We love
Love
our meat.
steak.
One thing I miss is just how easy it was to buy meat in Australia.
Mm,
Aussie
it's
Barbie.
cheaper.
Aussie and cheaper. But I don't know why it smells. I mean, I thought it smelled good, but yeah.
Is Australian.
Is Australian a language?
Well, we speak English and we speak many other languages.
Yeah.
The native Australians, the Aboriginals, had their own language, and they had many languages, not just one. Then, obviously, we were colonized, who spoke English. From there on, through generations, we started taking in other countries, so we now speak many different languages. Australian is not a language, but it's a way of living. So, Australian way of living is easygoing, but
Australian dream.
Australian dream, but I do teach Australian language,
Yeah.
but that means the accent. So no, it's not a language.
So you use Australian English, not just Australian.
When I teach, I say Australian like accent mainly.
Is Australian a race or an ethnicity?
Whether you're white, black, Asian, from the Middle East, from South America, from wherever. If you want to be Australian, you consider yourself Australian, you are Australian. Like if you have an Australian citizenship, you would be technically Australian, regardless of your skin color. I'm very proud to be Australian. I grew up with other Australians. I know Australian songs and I know Australian pastimes and I know everything. I don't know what qualifies in other people's eyes as Australian. Australia is full of many people from many backgrounds and they should be proud of who they are.
Yeah.
Good answer.
So we've been talking about web's most searched questions about Australia, and you have your own channel, right?
Right, so my channel is mainly for people who want to learn about the Australian culture, accent, anything basically about Australia. So that is Cozzy TV. Please check that out. Thank you, Billy.
And my other mates also have their own YouTube channel, which is Pagoda1. So if you want to check out my mates' videos, go check out that channel as well. And the links are in the description box. So that's it for today. If you like this video, don't forget to click thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.